I'm Mike Walker.
I'm David Patrick.
We are Dads on Books.
Dads on Books. 2 minutes later. But we are dads on books. We're addicted to books, we sit on books, and we even talk about books.
Welcome to another episode of Dads on Books. Well, welcome again.
It's good to be back.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to hear you.
It's been so long. Oh, thank you.
It has been a while. For those of you who listen to us a lot, and thank all of you, and there are many of you, it's only been a week, but Mike and I just got back from a podcast convention.
We sure did. It was terrifically informational.
It was good stuff. Podcast Movement is actually what it was called. And we moved. We laughed, we cried. It was wonderful.
It was hashtag PM25.
What's up?
If you want to tag anything to PM25, because you were there with us.
I love it. Hey, it's good to see you again, all of you who are there with us and are now checking out this latest episode.
Absolutely.
So, Mike.
Yes.
Tell us and them and you and everyone what book we are talking about today.
Well, I'll tell myself first because I really want to know what book we're discussing today.
Okay.
So we are discussing the ever-popular Pinkalicious, which I mentioned this morning in the car with Ruby when I was dropping her off at school. And she said, "Oh, I love that book." And I was like, "That's great," because when David mentioned it, I wasn't sure if I remembered it. She's like, "Oh, I love when she turns pink."
Awesome. That should be a review. In case the sales are lagging, they can use that review. Oh, I love that book. Spoiler alert, I loved it when she turned pink.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And I said, well, I didn't remember that she turned pink. I had to read the book to remember it. So
you were surprised all over again.
I was. It was like the first time ever that I read it.
I love it. That's the power of not remembering something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's Pinkalicious, and it's written by Victoria Cann and Elizabeth Cann. And once again, I didn't do any research on how do you pronounce those names, but it's K-A-N-N. So I'm assuming it's Cann and not Con.
I guess you can.
Oh, Con-I?
Yes, you con.
And
You're such a con.
I am definitely. I'm not a con. I'm a pro.
That's right. That you are a pro. Moving on.
Anyway, so one thing that I do remember from when I read these books to my girls. So Monica and I read these early on to our girls, and we had a funny conversation the other day because Monica listened to our Fancy Nancy episode, which dropped a few weeks back, and she texted me and said like, "Hey, Laura gave us that book." And I thought, wait a second. I thought Laura, this is a friend of hers, gave us Pinkalicious. And
Thank goodness. For a second, I thought it was Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yeah, she's 190 years old and loves Pinkalicious. But anyway, the point is, we got this book early on. And in my looking at the title page, I realized I have a first edition.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's not often I have that. But this goes in the category of books that obviously neither of us read as kids because A, we weren't girls, and B, these books were written and published sometime in the mid-aughts, if you will. And
the mid-aughts.
I do remember loving it, and I do remember reading these to my girls a lot, and I remember them loving this and the other ellipsis books as well.
So I remember that we had this one, and I remember reading it to them. But with all the books that we read, I can't remember everything. So I kind of forgot about the story, which was great because when I went back and reread it, I was like, oh, I'm surprised. Awesome.
That's awesome.
But I do remember having this one, maybe another one, maybe one other one, but we didn't, I know they do purplelicious and silverlicious.
Yep.
I don't even know, like people turning silver. I don't know about that. I don't even know if that's what this story is about. So
spoiler non-alert. Nobody turns silver in Silverlicious.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
I'm glad.
A quick run on the series. It is Pinkalicious is actually the name of our protagonist, this girl. And each of the books has the color is related to it, but it's not necessarily that she turns that color. And again, with the spoiler alert, She does turn pink in this book, and if you didn't know that and you haven't read it, I'm sorry. Please read it again in about 10 to 15 years so that you can have the joy of rediscovering
Thank you, Journey.
that. So, speaking of journey, Mike, tell us something about this book that you like. Let's just get into the book.
Well, I don't know, I like the drawing. It's very simple. It's colorful. It's not too out there. Um, so it was a nice kind of a bit of a change up from things like Jamie Lee Curtis's book, Big Words for Little People, but it still had a lot of fun in it. So, one of the things I really, really loved about this book was on page 7, Pinkalicious is getting wild and crazy because she's eaten so many cupcakes. She's
Yes,
bouncing off the walls with sugar.
hanging from
And
chandeliers with sugar.
yes, I mean, on that page alone, she eats 5 cupcakes.
Yes.
But on the very next page, I had to laugh because Daddy waved a tired finger at me. You have had enough.
Yes. Now, however, in my version, it says, "You have had enough," because enough is
Correct.
all caps.
Yes, I didn't stress it enough because my mouth was too close to the mic and I didn't want to blow everyone out.
Mike, you didn't stress it. Enough!
Enough.
No, but that's for
That's
me,
enough.
I love that page and passage too, because Daddy waved a tired finger. I love that she describes the finger as tired or the waving as tired. Have you ever waved a tired finger? Because I know I have.
Absolutely. I have
Yes.
definitely waved a tired finger. And the look on Daddy's face, I'm quite positive that I've had that look many a time.
I've definitely had that look with less hair and less hip clothes. He has, skinny jeans and stuff, but
He's kind of dressed more like Michael, maybe, your brother.
oh, indeed. For those of you who don't know my brother Michael, he dresses nicely and I don't. Okay, but can I get back to something that this particular page actually reminds me of that you
Yeah.
said earlier? Yes, the, art, the animation, the illustrations, that's the word I was looking for, third time's a charm. Is simpler and less busy in this book than in some other books that we've read, but there's something that they do that's different. Some of the things look like they might be, if not photographs of things, but then maybe cutouts of some sort. Because there are certain things like the chandelier here, and there are other pages where certain toys, even back on the preparation and making of the cupcakes, there's a colander that is very clearly some kind of colander that they took a picture of or something. And it's something that happens a lot in these books, and it's pretty cool and interesting. Or even better, Mom's apron at the very beginning
Yep.
is clearly a cutout of a handwritten recipe.
Wow. I
So
had to
there
get really close to the book to see that. But yeah, it does look like that.
so in other words, it looks like a little bit of a collage, or if a kid is cutting literally, not computer cutting and pasting, but, cutting some things out and pasting them in, and it has that look, and it's subtle, but it's there, and it's one of the many things I
Yeah.
love about this book.
That is very cool. I did not notice that, but you're the king of noticing things.
I'm the crown prince of noticing illustrations.
You are the illustration guy. Anyway, so what was a part of this book you really loved?
One of my favorites was when she again, this is plot sensitive, spoiler alert kind of stuff. Bum, bum, bum. There are 2 things, and I'm gonna go before I go to the bum, 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 I'm gonna go to at one point, it's early on, and I love it because it's a phrase that I used and even still use with my kids a lot. Her mother says to her when she at first is saying, "Just one more cupcake, just one more, just one more." And her mother says, "You get what you get and you don't get upset."
Yes.
And that's the thing. People say that. I don't remember if the first time I heard it was in real life or when I read this book, but I have been saying that to my daughters for years, even now that they're
Yes.
much too old or at least older to hear that. And yet I am still saying it the same way I read it to my girls.
That's so funny. See, I've developed over the years, and now uh somebody will just say, "You get what you get." And then one of the children will be like,
You don't get
"Or you get
upset.
upset." Whatever. They don't really do that, but I thought it would be funny.
Yes, exactly. And of course, she says, "But I got very upset."
Yes.
And so that's a part that just stood out. It was one of the things I love about rereading a book that I definitely read to my girls is it's reminding me of, oh yeah, I said
Oh,
that.
yeah. You sure did.
And sometimes I can hear myself saying it in the same way that I read it to my girls.
Such as? Give
Such
us an example.
well, funny, Mike, that you should ask me that. I have a lot. So later on in the book, when Pinkalicious finally begins to recognize the error of her ways and she begins to correct them, she says, I knew what I had to do. And that's one of those phrases that I've not been repeating a lot over the years that really just reading that brought me back to that. And I loved it. And it was so fun and so cute. And one of the things I love about this book is that Pinkalicious has a journey.
Yes.
She starts at the beginning and she makes
Ends at the
mistakes.
end.
She does exactly that. And on top of that, there's a middle part.
And there's a journey.
And there's a denouement, and there's an arc, and there's other theater and plot words that I forgot.
It's been a long time since English class.
Yeah, for me, it was in the 1900s. So
Me too.
anyway, it was just really, really fun. And it was also fun that to pick up little elements of the denouement or the whatever all those words are. And one of them was, I knew.
I knew what I had to do.
Dun, dun, dun! And then she did it, and it worked. And then there was another phrase like that, wait, what else stood out to you? Give me a part, a phrase, a quote that really stood out and spoke to you.
Well, I'm going to go back to where I started
Mm-hmm.
with Dad, because, this is Dads on Books. We should talk about the dads.
Of course.
Of course, because the dad is in here twice. And once he is, that's enough.
Again, the waving the tired
Stress.
finger was 50% of our dad. What was the other half?
The other half, I'll just read the passage. I was no longer red. I was no longer pink. It was me, and I was beautiful. So what happened to the rest of the cupcakes, Pinkalicious? Daddy asked. Just then, Peter ran in and yelled, "Ah!" Spoiler alert.
You must read the book now.
Not because you're going to go read the book, but because I brought this passage up. That page shows Dad again. But this time, he looks like he's had some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the morning. He's got his happy morning face on. He probably had some coffee, maybe a Danish. Yeah. So, but again, he is dressed smartly. And it's funny to see the kind of dichotomy of tired daddy and awake daddy.
Because I don't know about you, but I've been both.
I have often.
Maybe even today. No?
Yes, about 6:45.
Cock-a-doodle do. No, but what's fun is I don't remember when this last happened, but it happens a lot. When I was about to tell you one of my favorite parts, and then my voice said, David, ask Mike. I was already on that same page.
That's so funny.
And I was going to say,
we are so on the same page.
Dude, figuratively, literally, metaphorically, allegorically, and other literary terms that I forgot what they mean. But I was about to say, I was me and I was beautiful.
Yes.
And that is a beautiful line.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful lesson. And my girls were young enough that I didn't say, I wasn't didactic banging them over the head. I just.
With a pan.
Exactly.
Because they're still alive.
Yes, indeed. Not just didactically, but figuratively, just so you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I totally agree with that sentiment. It is a great thing to tell a kid, or for a kid to realize that I was just me.
Yes.
And that's enough, because I'm just me and I'm beautiful as me. So I think that that's a terrific sentiment.
Can you stop making me cry, please? I don't know why.
I'll try, but man.
No, it's just a combination of thinking of my girls and that line.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
beautiful doesn't the point is it's not physical.
No,
And
you're a good person. You've learned from mistakes you've made because e everyone in the world has made a mistake, at
yep,
least one.
I've made 2. I've made twice as more than most people, sorry.
I mean, it's as dads, we always want our kids to do their best
Mhm,
and be all they can be,
mhm.
like in the '80s, join the army.
Yep,
And I think that when they realize how amazing they are,
yeah.
it just makes us cry because we're sappy.
Yeah, and the first half, I was me.
Yeah.
So be beautiful and know that you're beautiful, but be yourself, be authentic. And I think
And
another
that's how
reason
you are beautiful.
exactly. And
So,
another reason it hit home for me is because I'm years old.
still?
Yeah. And I'm still learning that lesson for myself.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally. Totally.
So,
I think, every day you realize a little bit more that, there's, just so much about life, and you just have to figure out who you are,
mhm,
and we do that, I think, throughout our lives, and
absolutely.
I'm also 50
And we're back.
years old, and
Who needs sound effects? We have each other.
yeah, so as we go through life, we
Mhm.
just have to remember lines like that. "I was me, and I was beautiful."
Ah, good stuff. And I hope to be making that realization in my 90s.
Yeah,
Maybe not in my hundreds. That'll be, but we'll see.
by then, I just wanna be hanging out, and everybody else can just bow down to me and, do everything for me.
Exactly.
Not really, I really hope that maybe I will have taken up yoga so that I'm still limber and can move.
It's never too late.
No, it's not.
Mhm.
So, I think, that is an amazing amount of information we've given about the book.
Yes.
That is more, I think, than we ever have in this short a period of time, and I'm amazed.
I am too. Are we getting efficienter?
I don't know, I think yes, maybe, but also, like, it's a combination of us doing this for now 20 episodes,
That's right.
and, I mean, I think we've always felt comfortable in doing this together,
Mhm.
but Uh, I think that this book lent itself to, like, we got into it really well, and it just is a quick book, and it's great.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
And it's all about that book.
about
N
that book.
no clutter. No, it's a
Actually, there isn't a lot of clutter in the yard on this one.
you are correct. You are
Yes, yes.
correct. There isn't.
So,
On my copy, there's some reviews on the back of the book, and I wanna put rubies in there.
awesome. I'll let her know that.
Mhm.
So David, we were talking the other day, and you were teaching,
Yes.
and where were you teaching?
At Holy Trinity Catholic Schools, the school where my girls go, and
Yes.
I teach middle school public speaking, theater, improv electives.
Obviously, you weren't reading this book during that.
No, yes.
Where did you read this book?
Funny you should ask, Mike. I read it. So what I do is I find places where I can office at the school before or between classes, and I realized, "Hey, I'm in the library at my girls' school reading a
How
book,
weird.
isn't it?"
Whoa.
And the librarian was with me.
What?
Yes, and we will
So
have
did you talk to the librarian?
I did, because I know her
Did
and
she
she's
say,
I was waiting for her to and being scolded, and she didn't, because I realized, wait, we are colleagues in a library by ourselves.
"Tell me more"?
Well, Miss Dickinson did tell me that she would love to be on our show one of these days.
Well, when we finally have guests, we will ask Mrs. Dickinson.
Yes, exactly.
We'll ask her, "What in the Dickinson?"
Is it Emily or Charles? That is the question.
Exactly.
But one of the things she and I talked about is, especially this was appropriate in a Catholic school, the Kahn sisters, Victoria and Elizabeth, are really good with their commas. Whether it's, separating two adjectives or if it's an independent or dependent clause, and we'll spare the details of the rules. But I started really looking, and they're really, really good with the punctuation, and that makes me happy.
Yay.
Yay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we had this discussion of punctuation
Yes.
because I had a conversation the other day about the ellipse and how it's overused by old people in text.
Oh. Is the
And I said
ellipse
to
Go ahead.
ellipsis, maybe that's what
But
it
is
is,
that
the
the
dot,
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 dot.
dot? Yes.
Yes.
And you said?
So I was reading an article to my family about how you can tell if the person who is texting with you is over 50. And a couple of the things were that you capitalize letters, you use you use punctuation.
What? Can I guess one?
Yes.
At the end of a sentence after the period, you put 2 spaces.
No, that actually wasn't one of them.
What?
I know. Do you
Okay.
do that in a text?
Well, I do it because I always did it when I was yes, I'm old enough. I actually used a typewriter.
Typewriter.
I
Yep.
transitioned to a computer,
Yep.
and now there's a phone and texting, and you don't need to put the 2 spaces, but I still do. And there was a reason back in the day that happened.
I believe it was because if you're typing fast enough, I think the keys, I don't know what they're called, the hammers.
Mhm.
As you pushed the thing went down and smacked your paper with the ink.
Mhm.
Those things would get caught up on each other sometimes.
Okay.
So if you double spaced, I think it was a way of keeping it from doing that. But if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments below and
Yes.
let us know,
'Cause we
because I would actually like to know that and not research it.
Now, as much as you like to research and I allegedly don't, yeah, I'm like, "Oh boy, I wanna go down that rabbit hole." But yeah, let us know if you know the answer to that. And can I also give a related question?
Yes.
So, since my girls go to Catholic school, they write in a language that many people don't, and it's called cursive.
Yes.
And my oldest daughter graduated in May and goes to our local, public high school, Keller.
Graduated 8th grade. Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, thank you. Graduated 8th grade, she now goes to Keller High School, and she said that one of the teachers was writing something in cursive, and she had to translate for one of her classmates.
Mm-hmm.
But the question I wanna get back to is, and I won't answer it, but I'll ask it, cursive was invented for a specific reason. And the hint is it did help solve a technical problem, just like the double space on a typewriter did. So if you know that story, tell us in the comments and we'll discuss later.
Yes, we will bring it back on another episode. That sounds awesome. Oh, but the whole point was
Yes.
to this lesson in language
Mhm.
is that the ellipsis, I
Mhm.
believe that's what it's called,
You are correct.
is overused by people over 50. And uh, uh, along with all of the other things in this article, m- um, I asked my children, does your mom do those things all the time? And they said, oh, yeah. And I said, okay, I know I use punctuation, blah, blah, blah. I said, but can I ask one question? Do I overuse the ellipsis? And they sat there and thought about it for a second, and they went through it, and they're like, no, actually, I think when you use it, you're using it properly, and it doesn't come off as being passive aggressive.
Oh,
I said, okay. I
awesome.
feel I feel like we've all learned a lesson that if you sporadically use punctuation, it makes you seem like, I don't know, you care.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to harumph, and I will not sporadically use punctuation. I will
Just don't use
correctly.
the ellipsis all the time.
Exactly. Well,
And
I
don't use it as a space.
oh,
Like
absolutely. No,
dot
no,
dot
no, no.
dot. No.
It
Or a
has a
dash.
purpose, and I don't know if you're still on
Exactly.
the, Not Tired, Not Mad Dad page.
I am.
Just then,
Of
Peter
course.
ran in and yelled, dot, dot, dot. That is a very
Why do you think I brought it up?
duh, that's right here. Sorry. That was like 4 minutes ago. I have no idea. No, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
again, to circle back on all the punctuation, but with any kind of literary device, language device, dare I say swear words, if you use them a lot, they lose their emphasis and power.
Precisely.
So use things correctly, but use them intentionally and use them with real meaning and purpose. And QED. That's it. I rest my case. No further questions, Your Honor.
Well, then, I guess we can take this to the jury.
We shall.
Well, jury, why don't you send us a message on email at
dadsonbooks@gmail.com.
or drop us a line on our Facebook or Instagram page, preferably Facebook right now, at least in August of 2025, because we are still over 50 and haven't really totally learned the whole Instagram language. But we will someday. So get back to us in 2042 when we totally figure it out.
Yes, when it's the 5th generations away from the next best thing. But hey, we did delete our prodigy.com email, so I'm very proud of that.
What about Hotmail?
Oh, you're right, we got rid of that one.
Okay, we
We were
did. Okay.
using the CompuServe for a while, but then we discovered this new thing called AOL.
I was totally going to say that. Anyways,
Okay, so that was another fun episode, and this is when we decide on our next book?
it is.
Oh,
I think we've got two books that we should either do.
okay.
I think we should do the book called El Deafo or Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
I love it. Excellent. So stay tuned. One of those books will be our next episode. Thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing your love of books with us, letting us share our love of books with you.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. And